Breaking camp on day 5. This is the day we go over Forster Pass, 13,160 feet, the highest pass on the trail. Today's destination, right over the top. I believe it might be the little chink in the middle of the cliffs. Should be exciting. It's supposed to be a spectacular climb. A glorious valley. Last night's camp was right down in those trees. We're getting high. David, that's our pass right in the middle. How do we get up there? I guess we'll find out. What an amazing trail. We got another switchback on this side. You can see it to the right. And then somehow we cross that gulch and switch back some more on the other side of the gulch to go through the notch. What a place. I should mention this side too. Where the trail crosses the stream down there was our last water stop. Campsite way below in the trees. And the Kauai Peaks, now centered in the distance. Not to mention an amazing line of cliffs here on the left. Alpine is right behind them. Looks like Rebecca and the kids are way ahead of me. I gave them a head start, but I thought I'd catch them. I guess everybody's feeling better. And here's where we cross the infamous couloir. No snow now, though. Snow is long gone. Peter. David right behind him. William. Looks like he's waiting for somebody. And Rebecca. And that's where I've got to go. What a view. Granddaddy would have loved this place. The end of the world. And Forster Pass, where we came from. A card game with a view.
Good morning. It's day 6 of the Hall family hiking trip and the John Muir Trail. And we met some great friends last night, the Davis family. Davis family, you want to wave?
Hello.
And we had some excitement. When we got into camp last night, the very first thing we saw besides the Davis family was a bear.
We actually saw them people first. Actually, no, we did.
Yeah, and so together we shared this exciting adventure. We watched it walk right behind our campsite, and we're like, wow, this is going to be an exciting night. But it fortunately turned out to be very uneventful.
Very uneventful.
We're pretty sure it's snuffled out this place, though.
That's really great. And the other update is that, and we went over the pass yesterday,
Pass.
Forster Pass. Everybody did amazingly well. Peter was up at the top of the pass an hour before John and
No,
I.
it wasn't an hour. It was only 56 minutes.
56 minutes
No, it was an hour before that.
before we got up there. So we were very proud of that. And
He needs more weight.
anybody else want to say anything else about our adventure today? We're going to get over another pass today, so we hope it goes just as well. See you for now.
Another day, another pass. Today we're heading up over Glen Pass. The kids are doing wonderfully. Rebecca's just passing me up right now.
Happy trails!
Got Charlotte Lake behind me, and on the other side, East Vedette Peak. Some magnificent country. What a wonderland. We're coming up into this blind canyon, and I think that must be our pass right there. The red backpack down there is Peter. Peter has arrived. See the pink shirt? Couple more switchbacks for William and me.
So on this hike, we've seen lots of interesting animals, some alpine and some subalpine animals, and I think it's pretty unique. So,
David,
you
what's
guys
your favorite
remember?
animal that we've seen? It's hard for David because he likes a lot of animals.
David, do you remember on the very first day?
Pika.
Yes, we've seen a pika. Yes, David.
Oh, yeah,
remember?
that thing. I like that one.
It was
The
the
ptarmigan,
brown
right?
ptarmigan.
Ptarmigan's favorite.
Yep, in its summer garb. And we've seen several marmots. One of which was actually drinking out of the stream that we
Yeah,
were
that we were
right
getting
there
water from.
getting water from. It was pretty amazing to watch a marmot lie flat and drink. Last night, of course, we saw
What did we see last night?
a bear. And this morning, I've seen two pika.
I saw one.
They're very cute little guys.
And yesterday I saw there was this weird, it was as big as a bee, and it was colored brown and black
Yeah.
on its back, but it was like a fly of some sort. And I decided I'd kill it, so I killed it, and it fell on the ground, and an ant dragged it away.
Wow.
Well, we also, maybe the most amazing thing that I've seen was David pointed out a dragonfly that had just, I guess you'd say molted. I mean, just shed
Oh,
its
yeah.
shell. The shell was next to it on the rock, and it was all slimy while its new layer of chitin was hardening. I'd never seen that before. Didn't know dragonflies did that.
Yeah. And one other cool thing, we've seen several deer, several does, and a buck. Remember, William, you've pointed out the buck.
In Crabtree Meadows.
Pretty neat to see a buck. And actually, a few days ago, I saw a fawn. I don't know if any of you saw it, but it was so cute and tiny, and it pranced like all 4 feet all at once.
Pronging.
Pronging, okay.
All right, anybody else?
I saw some ground squirrels.
Ground squirrels.
Ground squirrels.
And
yeah.
chipmunks. The chipmunks here have white stripes on their back, in addition to the black and brown ones. They've also got one white stripe on each side.
Oh, and I saw a gray squirrel.
And gray squirrel, yeah. So there's such a
I
wonderful
saw a black
variety
squirrel.
of
No, you
God's
didn't.
creation.
No, it was a gray squirrel.
So we're keeping on looking out for beautiful new things.
The Ray Lakes, one of the famed beauty spots of the John Muir Trail.
Peter's going to swim. And so is Daddy. Now he's getting out.
Cold. And now it's warmer. It's nice in here. It really is. Not too cold. The other lake is much colder.
It's a little hard for him to get out. He's in the middle of the lake. Time to get out.
Yeah, I'm coming.
Apparently this lake's warmer.
And on the 7th day, he rested. We are taking a rest day today, not actually because it's the 7th day, but because we realized that we have, this is the last campsite with a bear box. You can see it right behind me here. Our last day with a bear box, and we have too much food to fit in our bear canisters, even though our bear canisters hold all the food we need for the rest of the hike. So we stopped here for a day, and we're eating food like crazy. We've got a beautiful campsite here, overlooking a rushing stream and with magnificent views down the valley of the Woods Creek. Fortunately, the ranger at the Ray Lakes cabin, about 6 miles back the trail, had a hiker box which accepted unwanted food, so I was able to get rid of probably 15 pounds of oatmeal and up there. So we now are going to fit everything in our bear canisters so we can move forward. We also had some rain during the night. Turns out that my 25-year-old bivouac sack is no longer completely waterproof, and after probably 20 minutes of rain, William said, "Daddy, I think I'm having an issue." Well, it also turns out that the tent I made fits 3 people in an emergency situation. So we slept with 3 of us in the tent last night. What a water slide. Some points of interest as we climb a little higher up this valley. Alpine Gardens. After 7.7 miles, 3,500 feet of elevation gain, we are approaching the top of Pinchot Pass. And we started down around that corner. And down the other side. There's tomorrow's pass in the center of the screen, right below the craggy mountains. Those are the Palisade Peaks, some of the highest mountains in California. So tonight we'll camp down in those woods somewhere, hopefully pretty high up, so we'll be ready to go over the pass first thing tomorrow. All settled in for the night. You can see William's Head. David and Peter are in the tan tent. Rebecca is in the orange one. I'll be there soon. And then up here we got our beer canisters.